And so let's go ahead and compare the iPhone 16e with another budget device, the Nothing Phone 3a. First, let's start off with the price. Both of these budget devices, they're the cheapest devices from their respective companies. You have $600 for the iPhone 16e, while the 3a from Nothing, that is $400. So right off the bat, the Nothing phone is cheaper by $200. For overall size, the Nothing Phone 3a is the overall bigger device and heavier device. So build quality is going to be better on the iPhone 16e, glass front, glass back, and the Nothing phone is mostly a plastic device. The iPhone 16e is eSIM only in the US, while the Nothing phone, that one has dual physical SIM card slots, so a little bit more flexible on the Nothing phone. The iPhone 16e is dust and water resistant, IP68, which will endure 6 meters of submersion in water, while the Nothing phone is not as good. It'll only resist splashes of water. So now if we look at the device from the front, the iPhone 16e has a notch at the top for the 6.1-inch display, while the Nothing phone, that one has overall a bigger display, 6.7 inches, and it has a small dot instead of a notch, so overall better looking device on the Nothing phone from the front. The screen technology is better on the Nothing phone. The iPhone 16e has 60 Hz refresh rate, while the Nothing phone has 120 Hz, so smoother scrolling, faster scrolling on the Nothing phone. So you're gonna get around 7 years of updates on the iPhone 16e, while the Nothing phone will get around 3 years of Android updates. As for the processors, the 16e has the latest A18 processor. That's the same one found on the expensive $1,000 iPhone 16 Pro, so very nice. While the Nothing phone has a processor, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S, which is around mid-range performance. Now when it comes to internal storage, both of these start off at 128 gigs. And for the RAM, you're also getting 8 gigs of storage on each of these, so very comparable in the performance department for everyday task. Now let's talk about the camera situation. The iPhone 16e has a single 48 megapixel camera. The Nothing phone has an advantage of having 3 cameras in the back, the main camera, telephoto, and ultra wide. So you have a lot more flexibility and options camera-wise on the Nothing phone, but both of these take great pictures and video. Both shoot 4K on the back cameras, but on the front, the iPhone has an advantage. The 16e shoots 4K on the selfie, while the Nothing phone shoots at 1080p on the selfie. You got Bluetooth 5.3 in the iPhone. The Nothing phone a little bit more advanced with 5.4 Bluetooth. Both of these are rocking USB-C for charging. To unlock these devices, you have Face ID on the iPhone 16e up in the notch, while you have in-display fingerprint reader on the Nothing phone, and it is optical. Charging, there are some differences. The iPhone 16e, it has a pretty good battery life, all-day battery life, 4,000 milliamps, and it only has a Qi 1 wireless charging, which charges at 7.5 watts. Now the Nothing phone 3a has a better charging situation. It has a big 5,000 milliamp battery, which will give you all-day battery life, better than the iPhone, but it has super fast charging, a 50-watt wired charging, which charges to 50% in only 19 minutes. A little bit of extras, things that make these devices really different that stand out. The iPhone has the shortcut button, which could be programmed to do a lot of different shortcut type stuff like flashlight or put it into silent mode, the ringer switch. And the Nothing phone 3a, it has a see-through design, very cool looking, and it has a light system in the back that corresponds to like notifications and stuff. So kind of cool, different feature found on the Nothing phone 3a. As notifications come in, the lights will act differently and tell you what is going on. So both of these offer a pretty good value. Budget-wise, iPhone 16e is the cheapest iPhone, but it is now in line with the 16 family, having the same processor, same storage, same amount of RAM, and it has the control button, the shortcut button on the side, which makes it a little bit more modern. The Nothing Phone 3a comes in at a lower price. You save $200. And it has a cool lighting system in the back, and the specs are pretty good. It has all the modern standards, 8 gigs of RAM. It has the 120 hertz refresh rate. And it has that design in the back with the lights, which seems very cool, and the translucent colors. So something that, stands out pretty nice on the Nothing Phone 3a. The biggest difference between these devices, honestly, is going to be the price. $600 versus $400, and apart from the operating systems, these are very comparable. The iPhone 16e looks a little bit more old school with that notch at the top instead of dynamic island, and the single camera in the back versus 3 cameras on the Nothing Phone 3a. The 120 hertz refresh rate and that display in the front is very, very big, and it has just a pinhole camera size for the camera, so you're getting a lot of canvas. So that's been my comparison of the iPhone 16e budget at $600 from Apple versus the $400 budget from the Nothing Phone 3a.